Bucknutters. Welcome to the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Wednesday, August 17th, 2016. I am Dave Biddle, joined by the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Bill, we've been talking about, team coverage so much lately, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to get you on and talk recruiting. First of all, I know a lot of readers want to know, what is the latest with Trevon Grimes and Tyjon Lindsey? Are the Buckeyes still in the driver's seat for both of them? When might they both commit? Just talk about the latest on Grimes and Lindsey.
Well, Lindsay is scheduled to make his announcement on Monday, August 22nd. Grimes is scheduled to make his announcement on Wednesday, August 24th. And, I think it's going to be a great week for Ohio State. I feel tremendously confident that Trevon Grimes is going to announce for Ohio State on Wednesday. I will be absolutely shocked if he's not a Buckeye when his announcement is all done. Lindsay, I feel confident as well. I think that all signs point to Lindsay announcing for Ohio State. I think that's what's going to happen, and that would get things started off for the week great for Ohio State, because certainly, if you were at Friday Night Lights, which I know you were, Dave, you saw Tyjon Lindsey, and he was just spectacular that night. And you have two different kinds of wide receivers in Lindsey and Grimes, and they would be two great additions that I do think are going to happen come next week.
Cam Akers, we've had sources say things like he's a must-get. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think he's a must-get. I think he'd be a great get, but I don't think anybody's a must-get, especially with J.K. Dobbins in the class. But that aside, give us the latest on Cam Akers. Who leads for him, if anyone, and when might he decide? Is he going to be a guy that might wait all the way till signing day?
Well, as a matter of fact, last night in my column on Tuesday night, I posted the very latest on Cam Akers. I had a long talk with his high school coach yesterday on Tuesday, and basically, it's Ohio State is right there. I don't know that I would say there is any definitive leader for Cam Akers right now. He's going to take his official visits, and the good news for Ohio State fans is that one of those official visits, as I've been saying, is expected to happen, will be to Ohio State. His coach confirmed that with me yesterday, that one of those officials will be to Ohio State. Cam's dad had previously told me the same thing a while back, that one of the official visits will be to Ohio State. So you could say, as the coach put it, that he's comfortable saying Ohio State is in the finalists, even though Akers hasn't narrowed his list down to, say, 3, 4, 5 yet. But, I think that when you look at Cam Akers, the schools that you mainly hear and that I'm mainly hearing are the front runners would be Ohio State, Tennessee, LSU, and Ole Miss. But I think, as I mentioned in my article on Tuesday night, I think the dark horse or the sleeper there that's not to rule out is Florida State. I could see them making a big play, and I think they will likely get an official visit from Cam. So, I think those are the schools. I think right now, if Cam was going to pick right at this minute, I think it would be Ohio State. But again, he's going to take his visit, so we'll see what happens. As far as when he's going to announce, the plan has been at the All-Star game in January. There has been some talk, though, that he might move his decision announcement up till sometime in December, because they want to perhaps do it at the school. But as of right now, I still think we're probably looking at the January date at the All-Star game.
And, Bill, we all know that recruits pay attention to what's happening with other recruits. I mean, let's use Ezekiel Elliott as an example. He knew exactly what was going on with Dontre Wilson, with, Derek Green, that whole situation. I mean, him and his family paid attention to that. J.K. Dobbins, there's been a lot of discussion on the message boards whether or not he cares about what's going on with Cam Akers. From your knowledge, does J.K. Dobbins, we know he's paying attention to it, does he really care if Cam Akers is in this class with him or not?
I think, as you mentioned, they do pay attention to it. Most recruits do, and J.K. Dobbins is aware of Cam Akers. He's aware Ohio State is recruiting Cam Akers, and he has said that if Cam Akers were to commit to Ohio State, he would be more likely to take visits elsewhere. And in talking to one source yesterday, that source mentioned that he does expect, whether Akers becomes a Buckeye or not, he would not be surprised at all if J.K. Dobbins were to visit other schools. So I think that certainly could happen. But so far, J.K. has told me nothing that would lead me to believe that he is not going to sign with Ohio State. I think there are other schools certainly still recruiting him hard. Texas is going to be recruiting him, as well as Alabama has recruited him, and since it's coming to Ohio State, TCU, there are others too. So the schools are going to continue to recruit him, and they should. He's one of the elite running backs in the country. But as things stand right now, I like Ohio State's chances of keeping J.K. Dobbins in the class. You look at, as you know, Dave, the depth chart at running back. If you're a great running back and you look at Ohio State's depth chart right now, that's got to look favorable to you.
No question about it. The big question I think that people have with the 2017 class continues to be how many will they sign? It's a moving number. It's fluid. I know you're just making a guess, but give me a guess. How many will they end up signing in their 2017 class?
Well, I've been saying 20 at least, maybe 21. Right now they've got 16, and if everything goes as I think it's going to go, Lindsay and Grimes will make 18 come next week. They certainly still want to land Cam Akers, and if they can get him, they're going to obviously take him. That would be 19. They would love to get Jay Tefeli, the defensive lineman from Utah. He's just a tremendous defensive tackle prospect. If they can get him to go with Akers, and then the previously mentioned Grimes and Lindsay, that of course takes you to 20. And then there's no question that they're still going after a host of other prospects. They absolutely would love and they want very badly to get Jeffrey Okudah out of Texas. And then, of course, they're continuing to recruit linebackers. So I think we're looking at least 20 come signing day and maybe 21. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now, at the 20 or 21 number.
And before I let you go, what's something we need to know about 2018 recruiting? And you can name more than one thing if you want to, but just what's the latest in 2018 recruiting that a Buckeye fan needs to know about?
Well, I think it was interesting, a Twitter exchange last night, and I put something this morning on Bucknuts about this, that Emory Jones is taking to the recruiting trail. He's through Twitter, he kind of started recruiting a little bit last night. The big offensive lineman from Georgia that Ohio State has offered, Salyers, he tweeted that he would, like to see him in the scarlet and gray. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think that as we talked about when Emory Jones committed to Ohio State, Ohio State recruits Georgia and Florida, obviously very hard, great states for prep talent. And getting a guy like Emory Jones in the class early, the 2018 class, allows him to become a leader for the 2018 recruiting, and I think that's going to happen. Emory Jones is such a high-profile recruit and at a high-profile position, obviously quarterback, and having him as a commitment from those in the talent-rich part of the country, I think that's a great thing for Ohio State. But I think the other thing, Dave, is that Ohio State's off to an outstanding start with Emory Jones and Brian Seed committed to Ohio State. I think Ohio State is going to have a banner 2018 recruiting class. I think it has the potential to be a lot like 2017. And if it is, you put two classes like that back to back together, and certainly, as Urban likes to say, the future indeed looks bright.
Great insights, as always, from the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. In fact, for subscribers out there, Bill's chat is going on right now in the Dean's office. You can ask him questions on recruiting. He will answer them as soon as possible. So get in there and ask your questions in the Dean's office on the front row message board if you are a Bucknut subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, take advantage of our buy 1 month, get 1 month free. It's just $9.95. Again, buy 1 month, get 1 month free. Thanks again to the Dean, and thanks to the listeners out there for tuning in to the show. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Let's hear some Buckeye swag. Best damn band in the land.